everybody, welcome here to this stream. We're running through the Climbing the Tower episode 2 right here. Sorry for the bit of a break that I had. I was away for about 2 weeks. We picked up a new puppy in that time and he's been getting a bit of training and a bit of attention. But over the course of that time we've managed to rack up a few good wins and we're now tracking over the 1700 mark for the Climbing the Tower series. The team that we've been using has been Perrserker with Shadow Claw, Foul Play and Iron Head, rolling into a Delphox with Fire Spin, Flame Charge and Psychic, then Meganium in the tail with Vine Whip, Frenzy Plants and Earthquake. So we'll roll into the first game here. The first game here has Perrserker on the lead against a Swallet, which is a very spicy pick. And we have the Shadow Claws going in hard and fast here. The Foul Play does get a bit of neutral damage here on the poison typings, so it'll be good to roll that in and try and get a bit of chip damage. Because a Swallet does take a bit of a beating if you're not using anything ground related. So I managed to pull out that first shield, which puts us at a shield advantage here already. And the Swallet's just eaten up a whole bunch of energy there. And now we're going to try and throw the Iron Head here, and hopefully they hold on to that last shield because it'll be an almost one shot. But they've thrown the shield, which means they are completely exposed to the next Iron Head, which will almost be a one shot here. The Iron Head is super deadly on these fairy types, as you're about to see. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, and kapow! Almost gone in one shot. So Perrserker on the lead here has just done a whole heap of work, and we'll come in and throw a couple of Psychics, and that'll be the end of Wigglytuff. So Swallet comes back in, we have another big advantage. But we might start, they've brought the Swallet back in, who does have a ton of energy. We can use a shield here on the Delphox, but it might be smarter to hold on to the two of them, but we've thrown one. So we've still got that shield advantage. It saves us from the Ice Beam that came in by the look of it, so we don't really need to use a second one if it's going to roll out a second Ice Beam, because Ice Beam is rather ineffective against a Fire type. As you can see, it does a bit of damage, but not as much as they would have hoped. In comes a Wishcash, who's going to eat probably a Psychic, which will do a whole chunk of neutral damage here. It's not resisted. As you can see, with the Spinaroonie going through there for the Psychic, and bang, look at all that damage in on the Wishcash. So you'd say that this game is pretty much over with Meganium in the back, who'll come in and hit a couple of shots here on the Wishcash. A bit of lag there, which has been a Niantic special for quite some time now. As you can see, bang, bang, bang. They obviously had no response because they were probably still lagging out. I was lagging, so I was expecting to be a few hits down. In comes the Swallet, and they know they can't win here, so they have decided to concede the match. That puts us at 1-0 on this set. So that was a rather tasty opener there. So we're throwing Perrserker in against the lead here, against Toxicrack, which is a terrible matchup, an absolutely terrible matchup. Take a couple of bits of hits to get some energy up, then we'll throw in the Delphox here. And we've come in against an Abomasnow, so the Flame Charge will be key largo here. This is definitely a Weather Ball. Didn't have enough to get to the Energy Ball. But I've thrown the shield anyway just to hold on to a bit of energy because Delphox is a bit squishy. Mine's not 1500. It's only 1474. So if we get to this Flame Charge, but we don't get there in time, which is a bit unfortunate. So I'll have to take this Weather Ball on the chin, but it won't do a great deal of damage. As you can see, now the Flame Charge comes in. Okay, didn't register it. There we go. A little bit of charge over the top. Now we can throw in the Flame Charge, which will most likely be getting the shield. I believe this was before I put Fire Spin on it, is it? Yes, I've still got confusion there, so this is before I put Fire Spin on Delphox, which would have had Abomasnow gone already. We'll hold on to that shield and we can bring in the Perrserker here. An Iron Head on a full health Abomasnow is a one shot pretty much. But we'll come in here and we will be putting on a bit of a Foul Play here, and they've drawn that last shield, which is huge for us. Yeah, they're going to throw another Weather Ball here, so no need for a shield. It will do nothing to a Perrserker. We've still got our Meganium in the back here, so we're sitting in a very nice position even though they have the 3 Pokemon. They've just changed out the Abomasnow, and in comes the Meganium. Now this could be a Sludge Bomb, so we don't actually shield it because we can tank the first one. but it's only a mud bomb, so it ends up being a good call. So now we've got the Perrserker here. He's going with those counters, but one Frenzy Plant here will see the end of his day, and back to the dugout right here with Perrserker. That leaves an almost gone Abomasnow and one we have not yet seen. And the last one is a Superior. So what went looking like we were in a very good position has now moved to being in a very bad one. We needed Delphox here, and unfortunately Delphox got taken out as our first one down. So with the Aerial Ace, that's super effective. We were trying to hope on so we could try and get it, maybe an Iron Head, but the Iron Head won't do enough damage, and we will definitely not be able to get to a second Iron Head. 2 Iron Heads will take out a Superior. Unfortunately, we just don't have the health to get to a second one. And one. Here comes the Aerial Ace. Don't use the shield because I wouldn't have gotten to an Iron Head. So and then at the end of the day, Abomasnow would have come in and ended the game. So just take the loss on the chin. That moves us to 1-1 here, which was a bit unfortunate. But the next one we roll in with a positive lead matchup with Perrserker on the Togekiss. And if this goes unshielded, this Iron Head, it's for mass damage. It'll be a one-shot knockout. The Iron Head really loves saying hello to fairy types. And we managed to get that first shield, so we'll keep going. They'll probably throw a flamethrower when they get there, because they wouldn't throw anything else because the other two moves are rather bad, rather useless against a Perrserker, and that's the only reason I could think that they would stay in. But they've actually thrown the Aerial Ace, which is rather pointless against a Perrserker. And we're going to throw that second Iron Head here, and if they burn that second shield, great. If they don't, Togekiss is gone. And they burn both shields, and I still have one left, so that's huge. We can now just let Perrserker get farmed down, but instead we'll change out and bring in the Delphox here, which was a bit silly on my part. I could have tried to play the counter game, and this was even sillier on their part, throwing the energy here for Empoleon when they could have just done one more waterfall and I would have been gone. So they used all their energy here, and now I can just come in and commit to the farm down with our good friend Meganium here. But Meganium will be able to just hit that Frenzy Plant. That'll do significant damage here to Empoleon. The Steel does help with a little bit of resistance, but it still does quite a lot of damage, as you can see. And now the Togekiss is back in, which we can probably not commit to the farm down here, and this could be a flamethrower, so the shield does need to go up. And it was just an Aerial Ace, so the flamethrower would have done more damage, but I guess they were anticipating my last shield. And what do we have on the back end here? We have a Beedrill, so this is a tough matchup to try and win. But the Frenzy Plants do a bit of damage to a Beedrill, not a lot, but they do some. So we can only hope to try and farm down on double Frenzy Plants here and hope that the bit of energy we have stored on Perrserker is enough to get a move off before we get attacked, because a Drill Run from him on Perrserker will be enough to get rid of him. And luckily enough, we were able to catch a move here on the Meganium. So it didn't let us trade out. As you can see, there was a bit of server lag. We were smashing the button down there, but it didn't go off. And we were sitting right on enough energy on a foul play to get rid of Beedrill here. So that'll do a good chunk of neutral damage. Even though the bug type does resist dark, it's enough to get rid of Beedrill. So that moves us to 2-1 here, which is a pretty nice setup with this team we got going on. And we move into the next one here against Kriston 2050. And we've got Perrserker coming out on the lead against Clefable, which is a fantastic lead here for Perrserker. If Clefable stays in, we could try and hit that Iron Head home run to start the match with. We're going to keep going, we're going to keep going, we're going to try and get to that Iron Head. Here it is. And does it get shielded? If not, this is a big kapow. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? What's going on? Iron Head's in. Kapow, look at that. See you later, Clefable. Just love to see it, don't you? See you later, Charmhole. We'll bring in the Delphox here for a super farm down, and there's no response. It looks like our opponent has conceded. So that now moves us to 3-1. That's a very nice setup there. So we've got a lead here of Perrserker on Medicham, and it's running the counter there, so we don't really have a good stay in. If we can try and throw the Iron Head here, it'll do a good chunk of neutral damage if they don't shield it. That's what we're hoping for here. The Dark play would have been a bit better to play, but the fighting resistance. There you go. So we're going to switch straight out into the Delphox, so it's a even kilt matchup. I'm anticipating here that this is an ice punch, so I'm not going to use a shield, and it is indeed a psychic, which does a good chunk of neutral damage right there. But we have Clefable back here again. We're going to throw a flame charge. If this goes unprotected, it'll do a good chunk of neutral damage too on the fairy typing. Here it comes. It gets through, look at that big chunk of damage right there on Clefable. It's going to be a race to the finish line. Who's going to get there? Oh, Clefable beats us to the line. So we can go in with the Perrserker, a couple of Shadow Claws, and that'll be game over for Clefable. Back to the dugout with you. Now Megacham's back, and if we can hit that foul play here, I've gone for the Iron Head though, because the Iron Head will be enough to get rid of it, as would have the foul play. But I just like hitting people with the Iron Head, it's more fun. Probably could have changed out for our good friend Meganium a bit earlier, but I am sitting on 2 shields here, and I have to shield here because there's the threat of the Ice Punch. And they might get to a second one before I can farm them down, because I'm going to commit to that farm down because I don't know what's coming in the back, and it's another Charmer. So we've managed to farm up a good chunk of energy here. We're going to hit that Earthquake. This should do about 70% damage on what's left on the Jigglypuff, Wigglytuff, whatever. The dirty charm holes. Nobody likes the charm holes. And we managed to get out of this with enough energy and a shield. So that's going to be good night for Metacham on the switch out here. That puts us to a 4-1 set. That is rather special. Look at that, straight down. And we'll put that on the paws right there. As you can see, everybody, that was a nice little 4-1 set. So we are very happy with that. That was very nice. So the 4-1 got us there with this team. This team is rather nice. A lot of people do tend to switch out Ironhead for close combat on Perrserker. For me, I prefer not to do that because the Ironhead is really, really handy against all the charm holes that you face. And if you're able to draw out the shields from people early, then Meganium can get rid of all the steel types with Earthquake. So you will beat a Registeel, you will beat even a Perrserker with that Earthquake. Does a lot of damage. It won't be a one-shot on a Registeel, but you'll still be able to farm down at the end unless they have, something else on the line up there. But that was a really, really saucy 4-1 right there. We probably could have won the one that we lost if we approached it a little bit differently. There was a couple of mistakes that I made there. If you spotted those mistakes, let me know down in the comments section. I'm always happy to see if people have a different eye on things. But we are climbing. We have gone from 1600 flat elo. We're now sitting at 1734 at the time of this video being published. And hopefully by the end of next week we'll be over 2000, somewhere like 2200 maybe. 2200, that'd be really nice. We will change this team up. We will keep Perrserker on the lead, but I'm going to make another little switch out here for the next video that you'll see, because we have the content ready to go. And if you like what you've seen here today, everybody, please hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up down below. Any reaction, engagement is much appreciated. It helps the visibility of the channel, and it helps me continue to keep putting out cool stuff like this. Alright everybody, don't forget, in Discord you can join the Salty crew. Peace out. Hey everybody, my name's The Fade. Thanks for tuning into this YouTube video. I stream weekly on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheFade with a 4 and a 3. Weekdays Monday to Friday, 9:30 AM to 5 PM CET. Be sure to drop by the stream and give it a look.